I'm in the kitchen making my famous rice and peas recipe, and I'm recording this for my daughter so that she can stop bothering me every time she wants to eat a rice and peas. She can just go make it herself. She can play this and make it herself. So the ingredients, I use the pot of bubble, pop the pot of bubble, you know. The ingredients. We'll just use a little of the water to mix out the coconut cream. And it doesn't matter what order you put them in. The whole thing is to create like a stew to put the rice in. So I start putting everything from the water is cold. As I put the pot on the fire, I just start putting on everything. Some all-purpose seasoning, and I like Maggi. So I'm going to put like a teaspoon is the best measurement I can work with, because I cook by taste. Should have no exact measurement. Just a go and taste and stir. We're not cooking by so this is a little bigger spoon, the other one was a teaspoon, so we're going to put, this is my mother's trick, brown sugar in the rice and peas. So this is high-low brown sugar. We're high-low queens. That's the only place we shop. So like about this, whatever size that is. Yeah, you want to, when you want a place to shop where it's stressless, clean, great prices, high-low is your place. I love high-low. Alright, so this is ginger powder, and because I put natural ginger but I don't have any, so the ginger powder I'm no longer hung up on that, so I put like that amount in there, like half of a teaspoon. And don't forget salt to taste. Nothing is good without salt. I'm not one of those people who can't eat bland food, so food needs to be spicy and tasty. Come to something. And I'm measuring it out because we just don't want to have salt wild into the pot. And I'm out of pimento. Normally pimento I put like about 8 seeds of pimento in there. But there's only one left in the, and I'm out of time. I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm out of the things then. But pimento and thyme, if that's how you pronounce it, is very important. And don't forget the good old bouillon seasoning. I usually have the vegetable one, but today we have the whatever, onion or whatever. It's all the same to me. But the vegetable one is my usual. So I'm gonna just turn on the fire and let it boil up. So I'm going to put 2 of these in there. And these are our fresh season: onion, scallion, green pepper, garlic. And this is where I tell you that the time usually coming, but so I just drop the pepper in there. I don't bother to cut that up. Just beating out the scallion. I don't to get them. To me, you get better flavor. I used to see my mother doing it, so I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm just doing it because this is what I saw my mom do it. So don't ask me why. I don't know why she beat out the scallion. But me always see she crush out her garlic and I beat out her scallion. And trust me, when my mother cook, even though sometimes an island bowl where cook, when you don't lick your finger, you don't want nothing, you don't want nothing else. Pelican, Pegasus, them places that have nothing for my mother cooking. That we beat them up, we can cut them up a little bit. So they're no longer stringing the rice and peas. So you can actually eat them as part without noticing that you're eating up your scallion. And the same thing for your onion. We cut this up like how you cut up scallion to go on meat. You just cut onion, sorry. You just cut it up in the same way. Because the whole thing is that these are not garnish, what you call them, decorations in the pot. These are all things for you to consume to get the antibacterial, antioxidant is the word they call it, benefits. So I love these. I love onion. I use a lot of onions. I use a lot of garlic. I use a lot of scallion. I use a lot of thyme in my cooking. So that we have a nice plate of cut up stuff, cut up fresh vegetable. Don't you like a fresh vegetable? Yep. So everything is now in except for rice. So I'm gonna taste the water, or the way they call this now, the stock. I'm gonna taste the stock to ensure. And please don't judge me too harsh. Remember, we are not professional chefs. We're just simple homemakers who have found a way to make our cooking first world at home. So I'm gonna go judge it by Pelican standard. Yeah, this tastes nice and good. Tastes rich. So I'm just going to let it get another 5 minutes, let it start to boil up back before we put in our rice. So pot is now bubbling again now that we have put in all our stuff. So it's time to put in our rice. So I've turned on the fire to medium and I've started measuring out my cups of rice. So this is a teacup and we're going to play it by eye right about now to determine how much to go in there. I know that minimum when I put it the number of water at 4 on the pot, because the pot have a little measuring thing in there as well, the little on the side. I know that. Alright, so that's 2. So let's just see how that fill out the water. And you don't want, we want it nice and soggy, but we don't want it runny. You understand? Alright, so we're not feeling the rice, that means it needs more. So I'm going to put another cup of rice to make it 3. Because I think this comes maybe with 4 or 5 cups of rice in there. So this we normally cook 2 times. And notice that I'm not washing the rice because I was told that this rice don't need no washing. So we now have 3 cups. Yes, and this look like the right amount because I am now seeing rice and water is not just swissing around in the pot no more. We're actually swissing rice and water. And I always see my mother do this, is like she put the fork down to gauge where the rice stops versus the water, because it's like she wants to have like a 3/4 fork length between the rice and the water. I don't know, so I do the same. My mother is very wise, so I learn a lot from her, and I just continue. I never question them, just do it my sister do. Alright, so can you see it? So it's nice. Before you even put the rice in, it's a nice stock of reddish yellow mixture, and that is because we have put in our noodle or coconut cream or red kidney peas and our Maggi seasonings, or rice it up, and our fresh seasoning of our pepper, onion, scallion, thyme, which should have been in there, and pimento. So see it bubble up already, you understand? So we're going to now use this from here on. It's a no combination now of using the right heat setting and stirring it to turn it over so that the bottom doesn't burn, and everything, all the grains are nice and cooked, and it retains that nice gummy, because Chrissy loves it gummy. It retains that nice gummy flavor. So we're now at about the 15-minute mark. The bulk of the water has dried out, and I think I waited a little bit too long to turn down the fire from medium to, right now we have it on simmer, which is just below low. So you notice it's nice and wetty, because what we're trying to get is a gummy rice. So I'm going to taste it to see how cooked the grains are. I'm a cook and taste person. Still a little toughy, so them just need to stay there and simmer down in this. I'm tempted to put a little bit of water in there, but I wonder how wise that would be, or do I just leave it on the simmer to go on steam? Tastes nice, you see? Alright, so we're going to leave it on simmer for say another 10 minutes or more. Well, like another I was washing the dishes, so this is maybe 10 minutes later on simmer. I've just put it on low, because as you can see, the grains then now look filled out and fluffy. And I know them always, I say don't stir your rice and peas. Some people don't stir them, you know, them not disturb it, but our rice and peas is all about the stirring to make sure, say, whatever, it's getting gummy and fluffy. So you can see that's what it looked like. So we're going to taste again. The pepper may smell it, you know, obviously the pepper bus in there, but that's great. That just adds to the flavor. So if you're a pepper family like us, Chrissy and I don't mind pepper. If we don't get none of this, we have to go take out the pepper, because he's like a baby. Can't eat pepper. Grain still feel a little too stiff for our liking, but it feels like it tastes like some water in there. So to be on the safe side, I'm just gonna sprinkle it. A bit of sprinkling of water so that it has something to simmer with. So it keeps nice and wet. And as you can see, that was just a tubs of water, not a lot. So don't go flood out the rice now with water. It's to turn porridge instead of gummy rice. So we're going to leave it, it's on low, and we're going to leave that for about another 10 minutes on low to simmer. So it has been simmering for the past 10 minutes. So we're going to try it again. So I figure by this. Yeah man, nice. The sprinkling of the little water was obviously necessary. Make sure so the bottom now catch the burn just a little bit. You want it just a little bit brown the bottom. We have just a little bun, but not burnt. Not burnt, just bun. Just a little scaling of bun to add a little character to the rice. Right? So you see it nice and fluffy here now? Yeah man, I eat this man. If I need to find the pepper now, I may do a smell. Overpouring pepper smell. I'm not even seeing a sign of the pepper, but anyways, let's not get distracted with finding pepper. Let's this is where we try to smooth it out so it look like regular people rice and peas will look nice and balanced in the pot. One at one level instead of you know, call it. So we're going to taste again. Yummy. I eat this. I'm going to leave it on. I eat that. I'm going to leave it on to simmer for another 10 minutes because it's still early. It's like, no, 5 o'clock Sunday morning. So this way now we get a chance to smooth out so it not looks so ricky. So from here we don't need to be stirring it again. So you see we can make it look pretty. But while it cook it need to stir. Yeah man, so leave it on for another. So it's on low. So we're going to leave it on low for another. You can stay on low for as long as it wants, but maybe another 10 minutes. And then we'll lock it off, and so the burner will continue it for another 5 minutes. But everything, grains are at the right texture, taste is at the right tone up, and the look is the color, as you can see. You see the color? Rich Jamaican rice and peas. But play with me. Chef Mary know what she's doing. Okay? So until we share another Chef Mary's recipe,